Operation Hornet is an investigation that began in 2010, focusing on the alleged criminal behaviour of a number of people, including people acting as consultants, people within senior positions of HBOS, as well as struggling companies. Over the last 6.5 years, over 150 officers and staff have worked tirelessly, dedicated and professional to solving this criminality. I think today's verdict shows that that work has come to fruition in the fact that we're able to provide closure for a number of victims who had their lives ruined by the greed and tenacity of these criminal offenders. Operation Hornet's investigation centred on what I call a triangle of criminality. In saying that you have a banker with access to millions of pounds who struggling companies turn to for advice and support. Rather than giving them that advice and support, he put them in touch or demanded to utilising the services of these so-called consultants, who were his friends and associates. And instead of helping that company, they just continued to take millions and millions of pounds out of them, and in turn provided kickbacks to Scourfield with the bank's money. So over the course of the investigation, Thames Valley Police have identified that this criminal behaviour has ultimately funded a lavish lifestyle for these criminals. The use of business and first-class travel around the world, foreign holidays, holidays on yachts, as well as prostitution and sex parties and cash in brown envelopes. And this is all at the expense of those victims that have tried really hard to build up a business to provide themselves with a decent standard of living, that when they've turned for support and advice and guidance, instead have been fleeced out of millions and millions of pounds. Finally, I'd like to add my thanks to a number of different people involved in this investigation. Not only was the investigation over 6.5 years long, but the trial itself is approaching 5 months. And for that, I'd like to thank the jury for their meticulous attention to detail throughout this period in order to ensure that justice is served. I'd also like to thank the Crown Prosecution Service and the wider prosecution team who have presented this case in the best possible way. And I'd also like to thank the Thames Valley Police officers and staff that have worked on this for the best part of 6.5 years, dedicating themselves to ensuring we find the cause of the criminal behaviour and bring closure to those victims that have had their lives ruined.